frame me in a picture, Sharpie horns on my head, every rumor like a scripture, they repeat what they were fed. Yeah, I'm walking through the whisper, let them burn me in their tails. I keep receipts in my ribcage, every scar, every DD. Call me the villain, paint me in black, blame every crack in your heart on my back. But when the curtains falling and every mask is gone, you'll see the villain was the hero all along. Yeah, I'm the villain, I'm the hero all along.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. It has been, a hectic week here in Chicago. If you're in the south suburbs, I know your pain. We have got hit with rain after rain, wind after wind, tornado after tornado. Trees are down, power's down. Northwestern Indiana is going without power. It's probably going to be a week before they see power. I still got a tree to chop up. I still got fences that I probably have to put up myself because insurance said, no, fuck that. Nah, fuck that. We're not paying. All right, so I have to stay on the ass to see if they pay me, but I know I have to replace this gate, both sides, my north and south side. I have to replace them. And there's storm damage that will, man, I mean, it's all over the place, right? You got trees down, power lines down, power's out, all this other stuff. But no woe is me. What's up, Mayhem? Rory, I'm gonna see you in a few. But yeah, today, what are we gonna talk about? Men and women's sports. Men and women's sports. Fuck it. I'm eligible for the WNBA draft. I want to go ahead and get into it. I don't know how good I'm gonna be because I know all the ladies are gonna be taller than me. And plus I'm probably fat and out of shape. I'll run down the court. But I got a special guest today. Regina, how you doing?
What's going on, Corey? I'm pretty good. Talking about them storms, every morning we've woken up, we've been without power for at least 5 hours. So I'm hoping they said it won't be affected tomorrow. You know, I had Rusty call in the electric company because I got a stream to do tomorrow. So I was like, they
Man,
better have some power. So I like your idea about the WNBA. I think they would take you. I think, you got you know who you want to play for? You ready?
no, you know what? I'll go to the Chicago Sky because we in Chicago. Why travel that far?
Right.
Shit. I only think they get $50,000 a year anyway, so I don't know how much I would get. I probably get 2,500 or something.
Buy you a
So
snack here and there.
and they probably had me sitting on a bench and shit, and it'd be bad if I'm a cheerleader for them and shit. Like, yeah, we scored or something like that. That'd be bad. I'm like, I can't cheer for this shit. I'm like, wait a minute, it's supposed to be female cheerleaders. You know what I mean? I don't know how that goes.
Well, they've been having dude cheerleaders. No, you got to play on the team. You got to play on the
Go ahead.
team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, yeah. Now they got the dude cheerleaders. What was that? Minnesota Vikings. And I like that for them though, because I'm a Chicago Bears fan. So they're in the same division. I remember that. I don't know if they have any new ones in there, but man, let me tell you something. Vikings can have all of the male cheerleaders that they need.
I've been hearing, my husband Rusty, he sent me a bunch of stuff on this, and I've been trying to get around to doing a video on it. But, is it true that they have to have a meeting of the council of the minds of this organization to determine what a woman is and what qualifications a woman has in order? What? Did I hear that correctly? Is that what's going on now? They're
Wait a
gonna.
minute. All right, maybe I'm confused because they said they had a meeting and said they had to figure out what a woman was or what a woman is.
Mm-hmm.
And wait, these are supposed to be like great, you know, minded people that know that know a lot of stuff. Am I correct?
Well, I would assume that a coach is pretty much a college graduate of some sort. They got to know something
Yeah.
about the anatomy, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, you would think so. And I think even with the what's that kinesiology, even with the study of I guess body connects. I don't know how it goes. What do you say? Kinesiology is the study of muscles and sports medicine. I think it is. You would think that they would know. You would think that they would know what a
Yeah,
woman is, what a man is, but obviously not. Yeah. So, do you watch the WNBA?
I do not. Now, I have taken a little interest in, is it Sophie Cunningham? Is that her name?
I have too.
Yep, I
That's a
like her
brave woman there.
pointing. I like that pointing. That pointing works. I used it on my neighbor's daughter the other day when she was acting crazy. And
She
she thinks she's a boy too.
yeah. So yeah, Sophie Cunningham. That is, if anything, I would tune in to see her play. But there was a flagrant foul against her. Sorry. Hopefully, I can pull that one up.
If you
There
can't,
was
I
a
will.
flagrant. Okay, if you can pull it up, pull it up. But there was a flagrant two foul, and I hate to say his name. Well, what's the name? Dejanay. Mm.
I don't know who that is.
Dejanay. That was the one that fouled her. Dejanay. That's her first name. Dejanay. She fouled her, all right, and whether she's trying to go for the ball or not, but you see clearly she grabs her face and pulls it down. That actually, and I looked at Sophie's leg. It looked like she could have tore her ACL with that.
All
Yeah.
right, it's coming in hot, sir. You'll have
Okay.
to put it up on the stage and I'll enlarge the video when you tell me to. Somebody said white privilege, Indian. Oh, Dejanay, there she is right
Yeah,
there.
Dejanay said that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's
So this
bring
is
let's bring it to the stage.
yeah, this is Colin Rugg's post. So let me enlarge in this for you.
Question: why Sophie?
Face coming down, trying to prevent the layup, but that is just a hard hit. That's definitely going to be upgraded, I think, to a flagrant too, Ryan.
I think that is going to be a flagrant too. There is wind up, there is follow through, there's potential for injury.
So I'm gonna mute it so you could just let it
Mhm.
play over and over again. But yeah,
Now
there it
look at
goes.
the leg. Look at her right leg. She could
Yeah.
have tore ACL on that.
Well, the
She,
worst part, people are really upset that Caitlin Clark isn't speaking out about, stuff like this. Well, not just stuff like this, because they were beating up on Caitlin Clark too,
mhm.
really bad. But they got her good. I mean, it kind of reminded me when Cam Newton was playing for we're Carolina Panthers fans. My husband's originally from Charlotte, North Carolina, and
Mhm.
there was a time in the end of his career where they were just letting him get blitzed. I mean,
Yeah.
just blitzed, and the NFL wasn't doing anything about it. And it seems like the similar thing is happening here with her.
Hmm. Yeah, and then to turn around after you did that foul. Now, here's the thing. I think what's his name? Ancho, whatever his name is, he said something about it. And yes, other people are trying to point out that there are white players that will foul people or flagrant fouls, and they should be punished too, right? Nobody's saying that, but this is actually a call that came from a ref that said that's a flagrant two. Yes, we're going to eject you from the game. Then you turn around and say white privilege.
I
What
know.
white privilege? If they catch it, I'm pretty sure they're going to actually suspend this player or even more discipline the player. So that I don't see how you come out your mouth to say white privilege while you wearing blonde hair.
Was that your? That I'm bamboozled. I don't understand all of that exactly. I mean, what is with the blonde hair?
I don't
Boom.
know. I don't know. It's a very touchy subject, but why? You can't be that ashamed of your hair that you have to go put on someone else's hair. But um, yeah, that is something that is that's crazy that you will look at that and then she tries to make it seem like, oh, I didn't touch her like that or I didn't foul her that hard. No, you did. That's right across the
Mm-hmm.
face.
Mm-hmm.
That's right across the face, pulled down. And if you see how her leg
Look
came
at
down,
look how
yeah,
aggressive she is after the fact. Like it's gonna play it back through, but she fouled her. Even if we in a weird world said that that could have been an accident, whatever, but she got her and she came down hard. But if the way she comes aggressively, now watch the way she comes at her after she does it, right?
mm-hmm,
Boom. Now watch her. She's gonna come off the sideline. Look at her like daring her, get up. I'm gonna fight. Like she was gonna fight, and then she pushed her again.
mm-hmm.
What?
You know what? And Sophie Cunningham is coming out on the better half of this and the thing is, I like to see Sophie Cunningham fight back. I like to see that.
I think
Stop
I
being
think
afraid
Dej
of these
y
bullies.
oh, I think Dejanay was a little thought she might come back, and I think Sophie was going to, but she was prepping herself. Dejanay was prepping herself for Sophie to get up and tear it up, and if
Mhm.
those people wouldn't have come in, I have to say I think she probably would have ripped that wig off of her and went to town.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, because when you get injured like that, I'm sure you've had injuries where the adrenaline's going, so you don't feel it. And then you got
hmm
that rage on top of that, you'll feel it
hmm
later. We got to take care of business.
Yeah, because you really think about it, like you said, adrenaline kicks in. You don't feel the bumps, the bruises, and no matter what, in any sport, it's going to be rough. I played football, wrestled um, throughout high school, and yeah, you got your days where you're sore, whether it's from muscles, whether you got somebody delivered a good hit, somebody you know somebody it could be a whole lot of stuff that goes into it, and so when you look at that, you are playing with someone's health. That's the hard part that I look at, and I say, look, you may not like her, you may not you're competing against a rival team, right? But to try and take someone out is abysmal. That's just like when I think that was the Saints or who it was, they got um, penalized for headhunting. And what is headhunting? Headhunting, if I remember right, you were trying to take out certain players so you can have the advantage in the game. You knew that was a good player, and you would try and take them out, if I remember correctly. So,
Yeah. Target, and the girl, look, is she trying to help the girl? Look at the girl on the right that was behind Sophie. What was she doing here? Is she smiling, celebrating? I'm not sure. And why aren't they holding their teammates respond? Like, look, just sitting inside the leg, the area that she hit her in. I mean, it could have snapped her neck. It could have.
mhm.
There's so much that could have happened. And then I'm looking to see her head hit the. Thank God she didn't hit the wood with her head.
Yeah,
That
could have been
ponytail helped her
concussion.
bounce it back up. Ooh.
Yep, of her real hair.
Of her real hair. Those wigs are no joke. I've tried to put one on before and it did not go so hot.
Mhm.
So I don't know how they do it.
Okay.
Especially playing sports like that. How do you keep it on?
hmm
Oh.
I don't know. I never wore a wig in my life. Speaking of, we're about to check this out. All right, let's bring this to the stage and this.
Okay.
The first two were just a joke, or if they're being serious.
On my team or against my team anytime. I don't think it's a problem in the world. It's just another way to kind of attack trans people.
Okay, here they are.
After careful consideration and reviewing the current eligibility guidelines, I am officially declaring myself a WNBA prospect.
Oh, this one too.
I identify as sometimes identifying as a woman for purposes of basketball, professional basketball. So I'll be declaring for the WNBA draft in 2027 as well.
And just FYI, there's one in Europe that's playing right now. Bring him as well. As a matter of fact, I think we need to put them all three of them on the same team, all three of them. Now, I don't know if the first two were just a joke or if they're being serious. I really hope that they're being serious because honestly, I want to see the first two guys like literally doing tomahawk dunks on top of women, scoring 50 points a game, averaging 30 rebounds, winning the MVP, the finals MVP, the scoring title, defensive player, winning all the awards. It's like, no, man, just next title. Nope, just stay here. Next title. Nope, just stay here. Next title. But here's the deal. You got to put Sophie Cunningham on their team, okay? Because she warned you. All right, she warned you. I want to see it. Honest to God, I want to see it. Let it happen.
I would welcome a trans athlete on my team or against my team.
And let me just ask you, right? Why isn't Caitlin Clark speaking out about this right before they said they were going to hold this council to decide what a qualifying woman is for basketball? Caitlin Clark was like, well, I think that's up to the individual teams and the guidelines and blah, 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 blah. Okay. Well, I want to see how you like it when, you're having to play against them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she's not saying anything. I think sometimes the woke mob will actually scare you into quiet. Shut up, don't say anything. Just play along, right? And if you don't play along with us, we're gonna boo you. And then you got other ladies in the actual in the WNBA that will pick on her, that will actually how how dare you say I can't play in the WNBA? What?
I mean,
What?
yeah.
So,
And what about Brittany
Yeah, go ahead.
Griner? When she declared that she's a dude, does that mean that if she still had a career, she doesn't even still play anymore? Didn't she get kicked out of the?
No, she played when she came back from Russia. So
Mhm.
I don't know if she's still playing because, like you, I don't watch WNBA. You
Why
know what?
not?
Well, you know what? Here's my solution. What are all you dogs doing down here? Here's my solution. Let the men play. No, you know what? Combine both leagues. WNBA with the NBA, right? Combine both of them. Let them all take steroids. It'll make it more interesting. Fuck it. You
I
want to
think
go
that's
all
the
out?
solution.
Yeah, there you go. You want to go all out? See somebody have roid rage right then and there, and all of a sudden, and they break a glass, and they take the bat, or the rim, and they just smack another player in the head with it, and it's just an all out brawl like at the Palace that time with. Just let them go ahead. It'll be entertaining.
I think so. It'd be like
Yeah.
the gladiator games, right? We just put them in an
Mhm.
arena, let them. They're all
Mhm.
confused anyway.
Let them have it. So that way, once they start to see somebody get hit in the head with a rim, someone's head cracked open, blood everywhere, right? Then they might say, well, you know what? Maybe I might want to go back and play with the women. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, Z Mayhem said all inclusive NBA. Yeah, fuck it. If that's
What
going
would
to
they
happen,
call it? What would they call
oh
it?
man, no, they could keep it as the NBA,
I think
right?
so.
National Basketball Association. It does have a gender to it. So guess what? It's the National Basketball Association. If you don't get picked up, you don't get picked up. If you don't make the team, you don't make the team. Take some steroids. Go ahead.
Well, at least maybe the WNBA will finally start to make some money if they do that, because people will pay to go see that joke of a circus. People are already paying just to go boo Sophie Cunningham. I mean, people will actually buy tickets to not enjoy the game, the art of the game, but to make fun of the players. Make this make
Yeah.
sense to me.
Well, even more when they had the dildo scandal.
A what scandal?
You mean to tell me you didn't hear about the dildo scandal?
No, thank God.
Somebody was throwing dildos on the court.
Oh, I did hear about. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I think I saw that.
Yeah, it
How
was.
long ago was that?
Man, was that earlier this season or was it
Yeah.
last season? That's how much I keep up with the WNBA. Sorry, but if I would have kept up with it, I'd be able to tell you a timeline. I'm only thinking it was earlier this season, or it may have been last season. But I don't know. There was about 2 or 3 dildos that were thrown on court.
Did you see that video? And it looked AI generated, but I don't know if it had actually happened where Ben Stiller calls up Brittany Griner and they're going back and forth going, Rory's World said it was earlier this year. Thank you.
Okay, thank
So,
you, Rory.
yeah, so Ben Stiller calls up Brittany Griner and is like, oh, no, you the man. Brittany Griner, no, you the man. No, that's weird.
Mhm. But
So weird.
even with that, I was talking with someone today, and I'm sitting there thinking like, guess what? And she agreed with me that, it shouldn't be, men and women's sport. I don't care how you slice it and dice it. You want to say you cut your penis off. You want to say that you're a man. You were born a man. You're going to be stronger, faster. And that reminds me, let me get to this other one right here.
This guy's funny.
Mm-hmm. He is. Okay, so.
Oh, I knew Tater Face was going to have something to say about it.
You had the audacity to then compete against them, beat the brakes off of them, and act like, oh, this is normal. I was born like this. That's the long jump. They trip. Play.
Hernandez of Rupa Valley High School. Amazing 3 wins today. What was the SMR?
SMR, long, triple, and then I have high later.
And you still got the high jump. Amazing performances so far. How are you feeling just about how the day went today at the Ontario Relays?
Very excited. I don't know. I did not, after long, I was like, oh, maybe I'm not going to do as good as triple, but I'm glad that I performed pretty well, and I'm just excited.
What do you think really clicked today in the triple jump?
I don't know. I think I was really nervous. I was like,
You're a boy.
So
That's what really clicked.
just jump good, please. After coming off of the big win at Arcadia,
I don't really know what happened. I had to join a women's team
have to do
be able to
good.
be number one.
So this person did a 40-foot triple jump. So the one that y'all saw was a long jump, wasn't a triple jump, but this is the triple jump numbers. So this person did 40 feet. Look, I want y'all to think about this real quick. Now, men do this sometimes too, men against men. But if you look at the leaderboard, the separation between second and third is less than a foot. The separation between, a third and fourth is about a foot. Fourth and fifth is less than a foot. Fifth and sixth, less than a foot. Sixth, seventh, not even a foot, or probably about a foot. So you got all these people separated by probably a foot or less. I mean, much less. Some of them are like inches. Then you add a one at the top that's beating them by 8 feet. I want y'all to understand this. 8 feet is far as F. 8 feet big. And then they go.
I say it for you, Brandon. As far as fuck.
Look, I remember when this happened, and let me just look for y'all that are not good with measurements. Okay, 8 feet is taller. Most men are about 6 feet, right? You take a 6-foot man, add 2 more feet to that. That's 8 feet.
So wait a minute, you're just gonna make me feel bad about I'm not 6 feet tall, huh? You just gonna throw it out there, Regina.
My husband's 5'10", so I threw him out there too.
Oh shit, I'm even shorter than him. See, you know what? I don't know if this is gonna work out, Regina, because now you're making fun of how tall I am. No, I'm just joking.
If Kevin Hart can take it, you could take it. As long as I'm 5'4", so do you got me beat?
Yes.
Okay,
I'm
then.
5'6".
Oh, now look, I thought you were gonna say like 5'4", 5'5". That's different. 5'6", I don't think that's like.
Luckily, my wife is 5'3", so
There you go. Somewhat. There you go.
But like you said, 8 feet. 8 feet. That's just as tall as me. 8 feet.
Double of me.
Yeah, 8 is. Did he say 8 feet more than the other jumpers?
8 feet more.
8 feet more than the other jumpers. That goes to show right then and there that those girls cannot compete. They worked all their life to compete against other girls, and they can't compete.
When you think about like women's golf, there's a reason for it. The where you stand back from to putt is closer. There's a reason for that. And I mean, I don't understand why people feel like they have to do the very first thing that this started with was back in the early 90s, I believe, when the girl wanted to go to the Citadel, and she broke 100 years of tradition. They let her in, and now they let people take outside classes, but they can't live in the dormitories. But 100 years of tradition, and then she ended up quitting anyway. And that's what happens. They want to get all the press around it. They think they want to do it, and what are you really doing it for?
Well, you know what? They're doing it for the fame. That 15 minutes of fame that I did something that not a lot of people got a chance to do, and I was the first one to do it. I made history. and it becomes with bragging points that guess what, I did this, I did that. No, you
Yeah.
disrupted the natural order of what things were, right? Even with the Citadel, even when they made the movie G.I. Jane, right? I'm sitting there thinking like, you don't know how extensive that training is. Even in the Marine Corps, right? And I served in the Marine Corps.
Yep.
Even in the Marine Corps, as extensive as that training was, you come up with bone spurs, fractures, cramps. Your body is beat to hell, and a man can stand that and still get back up. Because I remember even in my 20s, right? 18, 19 in my 20s, guess what? I could drink like a fish all night, wake up and still go do a 6-mile fucking run or a 6-mile hike, right? Hungover, right? Probably need some electrolytes, probably need to drink, but it's not the same for females, especially when you have a 60-pound rucksack on you or something like that.
Well, and to have to be, and think about this, y'all. I mean, so for a woman to have to be able to carry one of her, fellow soldiers if she needed to, would she be able to do that? Absolutely not. No. So we're not equal. And why do you want to be equal? Why can't we have our individual strengths and yet still come together? This is crazy. It's scary what they're doing.
Mhm. All right, I wanted to show you something that was, because it was the one before this one, right?
All around the world. Yeah, to the beach, y'all. Yeah. Yeah. What's up?
That's a man in
No.
Europe. And if he comes the fuck over here and plays, guess what? Take your medicine. Go ahead. Just don't.
I didn't even think about that. If we set a precedent like that, they will come from other countries.
Mm-hmm. There's even like the female boxer. They said she's never been hit that hard when she was fighting that guy in the Olympics. And I was like, how did the Olympics allow this?
You talking about
And
Renee Russo?
I think Renee Russo. I don't remember her name. If that's her name, then yeah. But that was the one that fought that man. I
Yes.
guess he's from Algeria. And wait a minute. Something ain't adding up.
Why
Because
is
if it
that
was from
guy
Algeria,
prancing? Go ahead. What? I'm sorry.
is he what? He's what?
He's prancing across the court.
Oh, I thought you said he was printing. I was like, I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking for that.
He looks like a horse, a show horse prancing across the stage. Like, what?
I was just waiting for him to start dunking on him. That's what I
That's how
wanted.
those women are no competition because he's just like skipping across the court, not running, not even
Mhm.
anything athletic, really. But what were you saying about her saying that, being hit by a man or what was,
Yeah, she fought that guy from I think he was from Algeria, but I also was dumbfounded because it seemed like he came from one of them Arabic countries, and we know how they feel about the whole LGBTQ thing. They'll throw you off the roof. They
Mhm.
will throw you off the roof, and then all of a sudden, But I was wondering how did that happen, and maybe they just exploited that the Olympic Committee is weak or whatever. But it was crazy to see that. But she said she'd never been hit that hard. She's probably boxed. I would say, I'm just guessing, probably most of her life, right? And she made it to the Olympics. Right? I don't know how hard it was to make it to the Olympics in her country, but she made it to the Olympics. And so the rough Corey, what? I'm laughing at one of the comments,
I
but
see it. I think, in other countries, which they do here too, the way they train, but I think it's different. So I know like in North Korea and, a lot of communist countries, they take these children and they specifically, choose them from a certain age that they're going to compete in these sports. And that's what they do. That's all they do. And it's more for, I guess, their bragging rights. I don't know what kind of financial gain comes from like the Olympics. I know marketing deals do, but I don't know how it works in other countries. So,
oh yeah, and you're right about that. I know that Cuba,
um,
those
it's
wrestlers,
the whole ball
they
wax.
live. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. You were saying something?
No,
Oh,
I muted out. I was listening to you say,
oh,
in Cuba.
yeah. Cuba, the wrestlers, they live baseball and wrestling is one of the two of that I know of, two of the biggest sports that I know in Cuba. But wrestling, the wrestlers that come out of Cuba are some really great wrestlers, freestyle and Greco-Roman. So that's two different styles. As we used to call it was collegiate style wrestling, which is more the American style of wrestling. But then you have with the world practices Greco-Roman. Greco-Roman is upper body only. Freestyle is everything else, but you have certain holds that you can um, use in it. And so they produce um, some of the world greatest wrestlers. But they,
Oh
like you said,
yeah.
they start that from the very beginning.
Yeah, Mayhem said, yeah, you're right. I lived in Japan. My daddy lived in Japan for 5 years. But yeah, I mean, they're known specifically for like another thing is like soccer, right? They call
Mhm.
it football over there. Like we don't really care about soccer. Soccer is not a US sport, right? We like to say we
Mhm.
dominate in most sports. Um, but and I wonder, do you think that happens here in America too? But
What?
their government does this. Their government does this. Like
Yeah,
we don't
the
do
government
that. Their
does it.
government does it. Yeah.
Well, it kind of happens here in America, but it's all about what you can spend.
Mhm.
You can get some further on training and to wrestle year round or to do a certain sport year round costs a lot of money. And so there are some Americans that can afford that. But um it's not subsidized by the government. It's not or either paid for by the government or they're not made by the government to go ahead and live this lifestyle. This is it's actually individual lifestyle. And then if you really look at sometimes the NBA players when their kids make it to the NBA, they had the money to pay for them to go get the training and play and you know what? I kind of wrestle with that thought that I don't think there's
Mhm.
any organic athletes anymore. I think
I think maybe in America, maybe a parent will see a certain talent in their child. And unfortunately, like you said, I don't think it's organic because how many times have you heard of a mother living vicariously through their child, like beauty
Mhm,
pageants? They make their
mhm,
child do all this stuff. And I'm not saying that the child doesn't want to do it because they do say that you should choose things for your children to do, a sport, an a leisure activity, something, that's outside of academics. Because if you don't choose for them, if you give them too many choices, they won't choose at all. But I do believe that it does get taken too far. I mean, you hear all the time about, athletes being trained, but I think you have to have that, innate natural ability
mhm.
um to be the top of the top. But it does. It seems like they're homogenizing them, just putting them on a conveyor belt. You
Mhm.
know, it's not even for the sport anymore. It's for the marketing and the branding and the all that. Let's just watch the
Yeah.
sport.
And and I think sometimes the parents do their kids a disservice that they're trying to live vicariously through their dreams. When you push that kid so hard. I've seen a guy one time, I remember, I think he was in the military with me. I think he was a state champion and everything, but he did not want to continue wrestling. And he told me that his parents pushed him so hard that he didn't have a natural love for the sport anymore. Really didn't have a natural love for the sport anymore. And I was dumbfounded by it because I was like, you had the opportunity to either go to college or still wrestle, but it was for their own self gain. And you're right, parents can be so brutal and selfish because they want to live through their children. But even more, well, can we say that about the parents that are pushing for their children to change their gender? Did you really wanted to be a boy when you were little? That you want to make your little daughter into a boy, or vice versa? What is going on with that? And
I'll
then you
tell
want to
you,
compete.
I
What?
think it started way back in the late 80s. there was a school that had started, and I think it's still around. It was called the Sudbury Way. And 60 Minutes did a story on it. And it was a school that, the children didn't have a clear cut academic schedule, that they got to pick and choose when they wanted to do something. And I remember the 60-minute anchor saying, so if they choose nothing or they want to play video games all day, and they were like, oh no, they just self adjust, whatever. And then soon after that, maybe about less than a decade later, that's when the first story came around, and 60 Minutes might have even covered it too, where they had, I can't remember if it was a little boy that they felt like at 3 years old identified as a little girl. That's the first mainstream story I remember. I'll have to dig up the research on it, but it was a long time ago. So how long had this been, going on under the radar? And mainstream media would have never, everything was more conservative. I mean, you couldn't smoke cigarettes on TV. Alcohol could not be shown in magazines. Cigarettes couldn't be shown in magazines. I mean, so look at where we are now. But what is going to happen when these laws are acceptable? And passing the laws of
You'll see a society collapse.
yes, it will.
The minute that the laws start to support and affirm all of the bullshit and delusion, that's the minute that that's when it collapses. Right?
Look at what's happening at the same time, though. At the same time, Michigan, they were clapping and celebrating that they passed the law that abortions could be performed up to birth. What?
I
Yes.
didn't even hear about that. And
Yes.
that's another thing, that I found abysmal is abortion, right? And people love to have the whole discussion that the life is not sentient at a certain point, up until a certain point, or even that you would all the way up until birth you want to have abortion. That is a human life. I don't care what anyone says, how you slice and dice it. That is a human life. But even going
The
back
people
to
that do it, how do they look down and go like, so at the very same time, back to your point, that's happening now. They're cutting it, which means they won't be able to procreate. So we're done.
Oh
We're
yes.
done.
Oh yes. Yeah, the more you do that and you start taking all these hormones to, I guess, try and gain estrogen, to grow breasts, to do all that, then guess what? You can't have children. You can't have children. You polluted with all those drugs, and then you cut off your organs or your body part, your slang. I think I made that word up. But you cut off that. Now you can't have any children. You don't have any balls.
Your wiener schnitzel.
Wiener schnitzel. And we used to say, in the military, no balls. But who in the fuck would think now that really no balls, right? It meant back in the day, no balls, that you weren't brave enough to actually go out there and do what it was. But no. Nowadays it's a whole different meaning for it now.
Right. Oh, in fact, it's considered, which I think there's no such thing as hate speech, but now, if you speak against, listen, this is getting out of control. My face is going to melt off here in a minute. Haven't had much sleep. It really sunk in, thank you for inviting me on this live stream, because I've been, looking at all this stuff, and I keep telling my husband, Rusty, I'm like, we're done for. We're done for. Can we just pack all them up and, send them to Mars? Elon Musk, just pack all them up, send them to Mars, right? That's all you got to do. You really want to go to Mars? Take them. It's not your personal responsibility to populate the earth, repopulate the earth. What you going to do when all their minds are broken?
They're not going to populate the earth. Yeah. And I was watching this one show that's called This Is Poly or something. It was some show where they talked about the polyamorous life. And I mean, it took me through a loop when this one couple, I guess they called it a throuple, was, okay, I'm gonna explain it like this. It was 2 men and 1 woman, right? And like, oh God. And it said they call themselves a kitchen table poly. That's where they sit at the kitchen table and they discuss family business. I don't know how that goes. Then, one of the guys was like, yeah, I don't own Becca. She can marry who she want to. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Why did they just call this cuck? Then it turns out the other guy, his name is Davis. He picked the last name for a first name. I should have knew that was odd. Was a chick. Yes, and I'm transgender. And he wound up just proposing to the lady, right? Well, she wound up proposing to the lady. And yeah, I don't think I have to get
It's
his
so
permission.
confusing.
Yes. And when they started listing off all of these different sexualities, right? Pansexual, transsexual,
What does
pansexual.
pansexual mean? What does that mean
That means
exactly?
you,
I've always
you know what?
anything.
Hold on. Let me look it up. That's the best way to it's sad.
You gonna make me have to smoke a cigarette, Corey. Wow. I didn't even know all
So
this stuff was out here.
so you have pansexual is a sexual, romantic, or emotional attraction to people regardless of their gender identity.
Attraction to the mind. That's a good point, Mayhem.
That's a good point,
Yes.
Mayhem.
Attraction to the mind. Yeah.
That's a good point. But let me look at this again. Pansexual is a sexual, romantic, and emotional attraction to people regardless of their gender identity. That means basically you will fuck anything. If you wanted to fuck a pan and had a mind, and I don't know. Yeah, so they were naming off these different sexualities and stuff, and somehow gender, and then it threw me through a loop when I found out the little one that was supposed to be a dude, right? That's supposed to be a dude was a chick, and I was like, what?
But I gotta ask you, so you saw them, right? And lady really looked like a dude, or
Yes, I thought it was a dude at first. I was fooled.
wow. Okay, okay.
I thought it was a dude. I was sitting there thinking like I didn't look for an Adam's apple or nothing like that. But I sat there and I was looking. I was like, I'm actually sitting there like this is a little off. Dude, he had a beard. Well, she had a beard, right? I think she cut off her titties, right? And I don't. But here's the thing, and maybe I'm weird for asking this question, but how do you just instantaneously grow a dick? I don't know.
Well, yeah, I don't even know how they do that. They claim that there's some kind of no, we know how they do it with the men to do that, whatever, and they call it a vagina, and it's not a vagina. It's a sliced up Peter turned inside out, basically. But what's scary to me though is that they're doing all of this, and it seems like they're getting better at their craft. If it's getting harder to tell what's actually a lady and what's actually a dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because I have questioned, and I don't want to stare at somebody, but I'm just grateful the dudes that dress like ladies, they're flamboyant and they're proud of it. They're like, I'm better than a woman. What do you mean you've never been a woman? So you can't be better than a woman. Stop it.
No.
Same with the ladies thinking that they're dudes. No dude is going to want to hang around the gym and chop it up with you and talk about anything if they're straight dudes. No, they don't think it's cool. And not trying to speak on the behalf of dudes, but I know what my husband said about it, and I'm thinking most of y'all are like-minded.
Yeah, I don't want to hear about that crazy shit. Hey, you want to go drink some beers after the gym? No, I don't want to fucking drink no beers with you.
You want to go fishing? Hell no.
No. There's another show, Love After Lockup, and you could tell that they're listening to what men say, right? A lot of women put on the facade that they're listening to what men are saying, but you can tell that this one chick that transitioned to a man, you can tell she went through all this whatever change she was. She started to look like a man. The voice got deeper and whatnot. But then he said, yeah, it's my job to protect and provide. From what? What are you going to do?
Can I share a little story with you? I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Okay, so back in March, our neighbor, I said I was going to let it go, but she didn't take my post. She didn't take a post down. She put a me, so I'm just going to go ahead and say it. So our neighbor's daughter, for some reason, freaks out about our dog, right? All she has to do is keep driving. So she actually looks like a boy. And recently she brought, I guess it's her girlfriend, and she says that my dog is aggressive or whatever. But if she wouldn't stop and mess with the dog, like everybody else is fine with the dog, not had a problem for like 3 years, and all of a sudden she's freaking out. So she brought up the fact that that kid was in the car with her. Well, when she did that, she was acting crazy. Come on, I want to fight you. My dog is just looking at her like she's crazy. He didn't mess with her until she got in her car and he wanted her tires. Long story short, she started sending me all these pictures of her at the beach with this girl, and I'm like, stalker, don't. Anyway, that's the post that I got 3.3 million views on. Anyway, I was like, look, where is that child's father? Okay, if y'all are in some kind of relate, where is that child's father? You are not a daddy. You will never be a daddy. You don't have any children. You act like a fool. You just about tore your car up in front of my yard, told my 9-year-old you would shoot our effing dog in front of my 9-year-old to my 9-year-old, and you're worried about children's protection. Get out of my face. Stop it. I mean, and I know her father doesn't approve. That's why I kind of try to be reserved, because he's a really good guy, and he was shocked and disappointed at some of the things that she did, because he had only heard her side, and we reserved. It was like, you got to come over here and talk to us, because this is nuts. But yeah, she thinks she's a dude.
Yeah, but what was one of the worst parts? Yeah, they do think that they're dudes, and that they're gonna take on a full-grown man that's 6 feet tall, 200 something, about 270 or something like that. That I'm just gonna tell you, it's not gonna work out the way you want to. You're gonna get them lumps upside your head, and they're gonna go right across your head. Let's go back to we'll go back to here and see what we got here. Let's see what this lady says. I think next. Nope, that's Brandon Tate.
Rant today. I'm not usually one to get on here and talk and rant, but it's been like eating in my brain. And I watch it on my FYP all the time of WNBA and the transgender males wanting to play in the WNBA. And I guess being an athlete, being a D1 athlete, I played Texas Tech. I have played sports since I was 5. I have strived as a little girl to play college ball, to play WNBA, to be the best that I could be. Played at Texas Tech, got drafted, played WNBA, worked my butt off just to keep a spot, just to play, just to be a good athlete as a female. It is very difficult and it is time consuming. It's hard on your body. So to watch all of these females that play in the WNBA give their entire life to the sport, they have fought to get equal rights. They have fought to be equal with the men and the NBA. They have fought to get pay, charter flights, ESPN games. They have fought to sell jerseys for everybody in that league to get what they deserve and to be up there and everybody praise them like they do the men. When we were going, I got drafted. Our base pay was $31,000 for the summer. That's all we got paid and being drafted. So my thing is, you've worked this hard. You've gotten this far with the money that you're getting paid, the TV games, and for you to sit back and let a transgender biological male come in and take your spot and take everything that you have worked for and put your heart and soul into is mind-blowing to me. Like, I just can't make it make sense. And then they want to attack Sophie Cunningham because she stands for women. She stands up for the women in the league that have put their entire life into this game. And you're mad. And it's not that it doesn't, trans people are different or they don't matter or whatever the case may be. But when you're a woman and you have given your entire life working your butt off for a sport and playing, and it's trying to be the best that you could be and finally get into a top tier level with pay and everything, to let somebody come in and take your spot that is a biological male. Like, somebody on this app just has to make it make sense to me. Make it make sense. That's all.
She's right.
What did Cheryl Swoops say about all this? Because I believe Cheryl Swoops is like, she's absolutely right about what she's saying, right? Why aren't more of the legacy WNBA women coming forward, and the ones currently, that's my frustration. And I believe that Caitlin Clark deserves every bit of the backlash she's getting. If she's going to get fouled the way that she was, treated the way she was, why would you back off now?
Well, one thing is, like I said, they're still scared of the woke mob. And I think when you're in a position where, not even just with the union or anything like that, when you're in a position where your job can be threatened, they want you off the air, they want to shun you, they will come onto your post and they will put all type of nasty comments. They will try and get you shut down. I know somebody right now, and I'm shout out to Tommy. He's been banned on like so many platforms, right? Anytime he tries to get on a platform, they just come, flag him down, flag him, get him kicked off. The thing is, because of what he says, and when you tell the truth, we have gotten to a point where when you tell the truth in America, you have to be shunned by people that don't want to believe your truth or believe the truth, not just your truth, the truth. They want you to live in the delusion with them and affirm them of that delusion. And that's why Sophie Cunningham is getting, I think that foul came from that. Don't get me wrong. They foul each other all the time. But I really think that foul came from the fact that they didn't like what Sophie Cunningham said. And then also I think there's jealousy that comes with that because now she's getting more attention. I don't know how well of a basketball player she is. Maybe I'll try and check out more because it's interesting to see her play, or to see, to see whether someone gets mad because Sophie Cunningham says keep women's sports, right? So that's just some of the things that I've been thinking about. But the woke mob has weaponized the internet. They have weaponized your job. They have weaponized, and they've weaponized a lot of stuff, even with swatting and doxing and all other stuff. That's another thing that the tool that they use to try and intimidate you. There was a lady that was on X. I know she changed her account up, but I haven't seen her in a while. Leah, I think it was Leah. Mayhem, if you can remember, Mayhem or Rory, if y'all remember, lady named Leah. And she spoke out against the whole transgender thing. The amount of death threats that she got, the amount of people trying to spit on her, and she spoke in Wisconsin at the Senate hearing, or the Senate or House of Representatives, one of the committee meetings or committee hearings. And they doxed her, swatted. She had to change her account. They threatened her. Because whenever you say anything about this whole ideology that they want you to believe, they label it as, guess what? That's hate. That's hate speech. You hate us. No, I just don't want to play along with it. I don't have to. Yeah, I don't have to actually say that that's right. We have a right in America as Americans to say, guess what? I just won't stand for that. So it's been a delightful discussion. I know we got prior engagements. I don't know not what we have engagements come after, because guess what? What is that debate? That is Andrew who again?
Yeah, so the Andrew Wilson, Candace Owens debate. I don't even know that I can call it a debate, but anyway, I know everybody and their mother is gonna be live streaming that, but if you check me out, Wild and Wired Media, I'll be streaming at 9:45 in the morning Eastern time, and it's gonna be a collaboration. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So y'all have to drive through. I mean, it's going to be a long event. I said tomorrow's going to be a long day because the contract called for a minimum of 3.5 hours. And the topic of discussion is Candace Owens' position is and I love the way they use the overwhelming. There is overwhelming evidence that Tyler Robinson is not the shooter. And then Andrew Wilson's position is there is overwhelming evidence that Tyler Robinson is the shooter. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how they go, because she's going to have to defend all this craziness that she's thrown out there. So and it's under contract from what we know, but we haven't seen all details. So there are some people questioning some things, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So yeah, I really want to tune into that and listen to it. It will be epic. And like you said, it puts her, even though she's on record already saying all the stuff she has, she's going to have to defend it. She's going to have to explain it. She's going to have to really dive into it. And hopefully it can make her look at it like, yeah, that does seem a little bit crazy. That does seem a little bit off kilter. I did want to say what Rory said that we were talking about. They are protecting trans over biological women when they say they are okay with the transplant.
And the women, it's the women doing it that is most egregious, the actual
Mhm.
women that are doing it, and the women players that are saying that they have no problem with it. Why? Why don't you have a problem with it? Have you actually played against men?
Yeah, and that's just
So
and that's just like what the lady was just saying. You worked all your life. You worked hard all your life to get where you at a professional level to compete against other women at a professional level, and now you want to bring in something that's going to diminish and denigrate my hard work. That's not fair.
and that's not victimhood either. So don't get it twisted when people go,
Mhm.
oh, well, you're just, no, there is a fundamental, definite biological difference between men and women. That's why for millennia, there have been men's sports and women's sports. And anyone that tells you any different, they're lying to you.
Yeah, and the whole fight was about Title IX, and I'm gonna look that up so I can read through Title IX because. All right, so this is what it's saying, and this is an AI overview. The Title IX is a 1972 federal civil rights law that bans sex discrimination in any education program or activity receiving federal money in athletics. It requires schools to provide fair treatment, equal playing chances, and proportional financial aid for women and girls. Right, so it was protected by a law in 1972, and now they want to obfuscate that and go around it, and all of a sudden say that this can happen. No, you're gonna first of all you're gonna start seeing women get hurt. That happened at a hockey game. There was a hockey game, some transgender hockey game, and one of those players knocked knocked one of them chicks into the wall, broke up pretty good. She had to go to where? To the hospital. But they're gonna wind up hurting the girls. Now, even with what we watched with Sophie Cunningham, think about if that was a man. I might have said it earlier, but think about if that was a man. Then also, just to personalize for everyone out there, anyone is watching, think about if that was your daughter out in that court and a man does that to her. Just think about it. So yes, if anybody is wondering about my stance on this, no, let the women have their league. If you want to, go form a transgender league. We already have to separate the bathrooms and form a third bathroom for people that are confused, right? We have to already do that. Let them go form their own league. I don't know who's going to watch it. Have a hard time watching the WNBA, let alone someone's going to watch a bunch of transgenders that are gender confused about their sexuality and their gender. And all of a sudden, well, you know what? Have the transgender league, right? Let them take steroids. I guarantee you it'll be interesting. It'll be it'll be a fucking blood sport. Let it happen.
I mean, let's think about steroids, right? It buffs you up, but it messes with people's mind. I've watched so many
Right,
documentaries and
but you
women.
can't mess with an already fucked up mind. You can't. You just can't.
Touche, touche. You cannot. They are so messed up. But and they let this ride. They start having transgender groups. And next is going to be we want to be animals. You've seen those videos of those people, those women screaming at the sea and barking at the sea, and those kids that were barking in front of the universities during the Biden administration. I think they're still doing stupid stuff like that. What? Just like barking like dogs. Yeah.
Well, you know, I think they had it. I don't know if it's a California school, but guess what? It's the California. So I'm just gonna I put it on them anyway. California. There was a student that said I identify as a cat. You got the motherfucker a damn litter box. Got a litter box.
I was reading what Rory's World just put. Anytime a man tries to step in for the protection of women, women say, we don't need men. We can handle it on our own. And she's right about that. So let women deal with this trans takeover. It's not right, but let it happen. Yes, women need to stand up, and we are protectors in our homes. We stand up. Don't look to men to do this. We
Mhm,
have to stand up. Our men will support us.
mhm. But you know what? let's just be honest with it. Liberals are actually the liberal men are actually the ones that probably support this, right? They probably, yes, this should happen. You know what? I want it to happen. I'm gonna tell you what, you have my full support. To the guys that entered the WNBA draft, you have my full support. I want to see. I don't even know if there has been a first dunk in the WNBA, but I'm looking for it.
Let me pull up the stuff that my husband sent me because he
Okay.
sent me one of the ones that you just played. If we have a little bit of just a second more, I didn't where did it go? Hold on, I gotta find it. Oh,
Yep,
there
go
he is.
ahead.
This is the one right here. You have not seen this one. You got to see this one. Hold on, let me pull it up. Boop, boop, boop. This isn't the one you played, is it? Let me see. Let me pull it back up. I don't think it is. I can't remember. Oh, I did the wrong thing. Share screen. Boom. Bo Loudon on X. Is that how you say his name? All right, it's up there. So in this post, oh wait, which screen did I share? Hold on. Yeah, that's the one. So in this post, he's saying, I'm a transgender woman. I identify sometimes as woman for purpose of basketball. You didn't play this one, did you?
No, the guy said something about it in the TikTok video earlier, but I didn't play this one. Go ahead.
All right, hold on. Let's watch this if you want to. Let's see what he said.
Yep.
Oh, earlier this week, I made the announcement. I'm transgender. I'm a woman. I identify as sometimes identifying as a woman for purposes of basketball, professional basketball. So I'll be declaring for the WNBA draft in 2027 as well. I mean, I think I'd be unstoppable. You know, but I'm a team first guy. You know, I'm a pass first kind of player. I do the little things. You know, I led my team in all 5 major stat categories at Iowa State University. So I do a little bit of everything. I'll do whatever the coach needs me to do. I'll do whatever the girls need me to do.
Mm-hmm. All kidding aside, what is the reason for your decision to declare for the WNBA draft?
No, I think it's only fair. I think it's only fair. I see other great minds, other great athlete, political minds like Enes Kanter. You know, great minds think alike, and it's only fair that some of us get a shot to play in the Women's Association.
So Enes Kanter is the one that kicked it off. I think that's the TikTok that you played, right?
That was the guy that had the accent. That's Enes Kanter. Yes.
Yes. So, I mean, it's a 5-minute clip. I'll send it to you. I didn't know if you wanted to play the whole thing, but I mean, this is amazing. And then there was also a post right here. Let me share this tab. So Eric Dougherty says, laughing my effing ass off. Former NBA player Royce White, 260 pounds, 6'8", is infuriating the left after declaring for the WNBA draft. So that's the video that we're watching right here. What do you think about that?
Go ahead.
You want me to play it? Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead,
he's
play.
hilarious. I love it.
I think I'd be a great fit. You know, I still have low mileage as a player. And you know, I got the natural fair skin and the nice, you know, thick eyelashes and whatnot. I haven't broken out my wigs yet, but I'm looking into some good ones. I don't know much about the wigs, but I'm looking into some. And I just hope that the bangs on the wig don't get into my eyesight, so I can play like I need to play.
What would stop you from declaring for the WNBA draft?
I think the WNBA could come out and make a definitive statement about guys with a pair of balls playing in the Women's Association. But you know, hey, that'd be probably too much like right. So.
And unless they do that, you're very certain you're going to be declaring, right?
Oh no, I'm declaring. Yeah, no, and I don't want to be discriminated against. No, I want fair treatment. I'm a black, I'm a young black, hopefully United States senator that would like a fair chance to participate as a sometimes identifying as a transgender woman athlete.
How do you think the women players in the WNBA will feel about this?
Well, I think they're going to have nightmares, as they should. Yeah, I mean, I'm 260 pounds, 265 pounds, 6'8". Can palm a man's basketball probably as easily as any player in history. I think I had the third biggest hands in the modern
Hey,
NBA
yo,
draft
pause that right
combine.
quick.
The third biggest hands.
Hey, but I'm saying though, you gotta, hey man, you gotta use a different terminology. Palm a man's basketball. Come on, man.
I don't even want to know what that means, or I
Oh,
mean, palm a man's basketball.
just think about it. Just think about
No,
it.
but what's gonna happen? What's that called when it's all dream that they do that when you do the layup and then you graze your whatever over the other player's face or head? Like what?
Oh,
How are the?
I don't know.
What's
I
that
don't know if
called?
there's a name. I don't know if there's a name for it, but that's just balls to your face. Like you dunk on someone and you got balls to your face. Like, yeah.
Do you think he's gonna address that? He would fly over this one.
He go fly of a chick dunk, and then he gonna hang on there. He got his balls right in her face. Then next you
Right.
know, here comes sexual harassment.
There you go. They're gonna do it. You know they're gonna
Go
do
ahead,
it.
go ahead,
Go
and
ahead.
play it.
That's all okay. We call foul. Where's my whistle? I wish I had my whistle. Oh, here it is. Hey, no palm hand, dude. Let's go.
In history of the modern NBA draft combine. So, yeah, I'm sure that the women's basketball is going to fare even easier to palm, which is a huge advantage. We saw that with Michael Jordan and other great players. So you know they're going to have nightmares, and they should because I really feel like I'm going to be dominant.
If you make it to the WNBA, you plan to use the women's locker room and all that with them?
I mean, of course. I mean, I don't want to be discriminated against. I mean, come on. Why wouldn't I use the women's locker room? I mean, I grew up playing basketball since I was about 5 years old, and a lot of women in my family. My little sister is a collegiate basketball player, D1 collegiate basketball player, and I've grown up knowing a lot of girls and women's basketball players. The great Nancy Lieberman was one of my coaches, Lady Magic over in the Big Three, and I have great respect for the skill of women's basketball. And even at the girls' level in high school, you see that the girls have to play a much more skilled game because they don't have some of the physical God-given abilities or natural physical abilities as the men.
That is a shot
So
taken.
I have great respect for the women's game, but
Shots fired, ladies. Let's hear him say that again. We had because you just addressed that, Corey, right? Did you not? Let us say it again.
Yes.
so I have great respect for the women's game, but
Do it. Okay, here he goes with the butt. Did you want to say anything before he lands the butt again?
Nah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Let's do it.
there's a significant difference between biological men and women, and I think we've blurred that line, like we've blurred many other lines unnecessarily, and I plan to exploit that for my economic and athletic benefit.
You mentioned the other players are going to have nightmares about you. Is there any player in the WNBA that you think could match up well with you?
No.
No.
Maybe Enos. Maybe me and Enos should play on the same team. That'd be good. We be the twin
Hold
towers,
on.
right?
Hold on. Corey said that. You said they should play on the same team.
Well, the guy on the TikTok, he said that. But you know what? I'm all for it. Let them play on the same team.
I like it.
Hopefully they get drafted by the same team member, by the same team.
I hope this goes all the way through. And I hope they're thinking about this when they decide what is acceptable terms as a woman to let them play a woman's sport. All right, let's go.
We think alike. We both criticized China on the Uyghur Muslims. We both almost went to Kentucky. He went to Kentucky, ended up getting drafted without playing. I was set to go to Kentucky. I ended up at Iowa State. But, maybe this is the how it was supposed to all play out. Me and Enos Cantor running off about 5-6 WNBA championships.
Did Enos inspire you to make this decision, or did you already have the idea?
I think I was first. I think his must have been today or yesterday. I was about 3 days ago. But great minds think alike. There's no time limit on these things. When great ideas and great opportunities pop up like this, you just got to jump on them and ride them all the way.
What happens if you go undrafted? No one signs you, though.
Oh, well, then I have to file a discrimination lawsuit, right? And that's ridiculous. Yeah, we're gonna have to have a huge legal battle about discrimination if I can't play. I'd like to know what the parameters are. What exactly are the specifics? What criteria?
What are the parameters? This is probably the most important part of this parody. It's hilarious.
They have to take a stance. They would if when they go into the draft, they have to take a stance on one way or another that they're going to allow it or not going to allow it. They all encompassing, right?
I agree. All right, let's let him finish it out.
Period. Do I need to meet in order to be able to play? Exactly. I mean, is it just a wig? Do I have to cut my beard? Does my voice have to get a little bit lighter? You know, do I have to do this snip snip? I'd like to know the specifics of the criteria, and I hope they'd be able to defend it in a court of law. I'm sure their pals over at the NBA front office will be giving them some legal assistance. The attorneys over there at Prokshire and Rose will be giving them some legal assistance, but put themselves in quite a pickle here.
Wow.
He said
earlier this
pickle.
week I made the
Hold on,
announcement. I'm
sorry.
transgender.
Stop this.
I'm a woman.
Okay, what do you think about that?
Well, at the end, he said put him in a pickle, and just so happened he's gonna put his pickle all over the fucking court. I'm just
Him and Enos.
him and Enos. Yeah. So what do I think about it? I think it's great that you know what? Since y'all said y'all want to do this, fuck it, let's do it. Let's see where it goes. I'm all for it. Right. And like you said, I want to see him scoring 100 points in one night. Right. I want to see him set a world record that they can never accomplish. I want to 50 rebounds, 100 points. This would be like he needs a triple. He needs a triple double. No. Triple. He needs a triple. 100 points and 100 rebounds. He gets his own rebound, dunks the ball again. They try and pass it. He jumps up, blocks it, take it right back to the hoop, dunk it again. Or he misses it, dunks it again. Hey, I'm all for it.
You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see him jump and like step on their heads like stairs or something.
They're gonna say that. They're gonna say it's a domestic violence. That they're gonna say it's abuse or something or whatnot.
But he's equal. They can't say that. He's equal.
Yeah, you know what? That's right. He's equal now. So, oh man. Well, I want to thank you for coming through because this has been a hilarious show. I'm glad that you brung that through. I'm glad that you brung that one.
You're gonna have to thank Rusty. My husband Rusty's the one that sent it. He's been begging me to do a video, and now I'm like, oh what? Look, Corey, the Red Hill Podcast had me on, so we covered it, baby. We got it.
Exactly. So where can they find you at?
Yeah, so let me pull it up real quick and I'll show you. So yeah, you can find me on X, Regina R. Connell. You can find me on YouTube. YouTube is the one that I like everybody to come to and check out. You know, if you want to drive through the comment section, if you want to bring it up on the screen real quick, show them where to.
Okay.
And this is my handle. Well, y'all see my handle. I'm commenting on. So that's me. If you guys want to come see. And then if you scroll down just a little bit, that's the thumbnail where we're going to be doing the live stream. Oh, that's me. I've got control. Sorry. I forgot. It's been a long day. So this is, we're doing the debate tomorrow. Yeah, it's going to be crazy, y'all. It's going to be crazy. But I'm interested to see.
I was gonna say, y'all make sure you go out there and follow Regina, right? Whether you follow on YouTube, follow on X, and follow anywhere. So, any last words?
I'm on Facebook. I'm on Facebook too. I'm at the. I think I already follow you or something on Facebook. Yeah, X, YouTube, and what did I say? X, YouTube, Facebook, and Rumble. Those are the main 4.
Okay. I want to thank you again for coming through. We're gonna get on out of here. It's been a fun show. It's been hilarious. We laughed at all this craziness. But I'm going to say this. WNBA. You made your bed. Lay in it. Right? Either you're going to stick to your guns or you're not, or you're going to have to capitulate and say, no, we can't have men in our sports. I don't care if you cut your wang off. I don't care if you grow a prosthetic and say that's your wang. You are the sex that you were born. I don't believe that you were born in the wrong body. Just as much as I don't believe I was born in the wrong skin. You don't see me bleaching myself. You don't see me trying to call myself a white man. You don't see me trying to call myself a Hispanic man. The thing is, what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. That's what my grandfather taught me. Taught me what's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. If you start to allow men into women's sport that they have worked for all their life, that's just wrong. Till next Thursday, this is Red Hill Podcast. Thank you all.
They frame me in a picture, Sharpie horns on my head, every rumor like a scripture, they repeat what they were fed. Yeah, I'm walking through the whisper, let them burn me in their tails. I keep receipts in my ribcage, every scar, every DD. Call me the villain, paint me in black, blame every crack in your heart on my back. But when the curtain's falling and every mask is gone,